What if, despite your best efforts, your partner was constantly putting you on the back burner? On today's case, Ms. Howard says that's the life she's been living for the last 3 years with her child's father, Mr. Ward. She says Mr. Ward is a lying and cheating narcissist who has gone out of his way to show her that she is anything but number one in his book. She says Mr. Ward's self-absorption has cost her jobs, money, and even made her miss her child's first birthday party. Now, she says she's had enough, and if Mr. Ward can't get his priorities straight, then she will make it a priority to move on. Let's hear their case.
Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Starr presiding. Your Honor, this is the case of Howard versus Ward.
Thank you very much. And we're seeing Ms. Howard and Mr. Ward. Ms. Howard, you are here in court today because you no longer see a future with Mr. Ward. You say he is a selfish and ungrateful narcissist who, on top of all that, has cheated on you. You say you want to trust him, but his actions have made that nearly impossible.
Yes, Your Honor.
And Mr. Ward, you're here today because you say you want to make this relationship work. You say you've never cheated on Ms. Howard and she's just insecure because of your friends on social media. You say you believe you and Ms. Howard can have a strong family bond if she puts more trust in you.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So talk to me, Ms. Howard. You all have been together for 3 years. You actually have children together already. But you say that there's a reason for you to be in divorce court. What is it?
Yes, ma'am. Well, I would say, like I said, he's a good father and stuff, but he's just not good to me. He's a liar. I can never get a straight answer out of him, and he's a complete narcissist. He just cares about only but himself.
Well, Miss Howard says, Mr. Ward, that it feels like she's in this relationship by herself because you're not giving her any kind of support.
You know, I'm working my butt off since the day I met her. And I've been a good man to her as I can.
Well, let's see if you can do any better, because I'm telling you, there's a reason that you are in divorce court today.
Yes, ma'am.
Why don't we go back a little bit, Miss Howard? How did you meet, and how did you come to be together?
Well, we met at a gas station. I was taking my kids to school, he was taking his kids to school, and he approached me. And that's where things started off. We've been together ever since then.
So, Miss Howard, when you all started living together, talk to me about that dynamic.
Well, I had moved out of my place, and he offered that I come stay with him. I just had his son, and everything was good. Till my son got about 9 months old, everything just started to change, you know. It was the bills, his attitude, and I worked, I was in school, coming home, and it was just too much going on. And
what was the problem? Because you were somehow able to manage being pregnant, going to school, working, all of that. And then it seems like you might have additional help. What has he done to make you think that this is not the man for you?
Well, he's cheated, and I do have evidence. He's not good with money at all.
Let's start with he's not good with money.
He's not. Yes, he does work, but when he works, it's for him. It's not for me. And I let him get my car. He had my car, and he never paid me for it. I loaned him money. I don't get it back.
Yeah, I know. That's...
Nope. And I don't get nothing from him. He don't give me $1. And if he give me $1, I have to hear about it for life. Like, it's not over. That's how he is.
You know, when you was, like, my income is really low, so I do what I can when it's my bills paid for, and
what about contributing to the assistance for the household? How is Miss Howard supposed to take care of your children? Because you all do have 2 children together.
Yes, we do. You know, and I have my son. You understand? We have a son and a daughter. But the son, when I have him, I have my other kids, and it's like I said before, just work with me. Things will get better, but it's hard for me as well with my income.
And so, Miss Howard, Mr. Ward says he's doing the best he can. What about the behaviors do you consider to be inconsiderate?
He's not doing the best he can. During the time I was pregnant with my daughter, I only went to 3 prenatal visits because of him. I missed.
What?
Yes, I've missed every single. He was using my car, so it's not like I could just go myself. I don't have a problem taking myself. He had my vehicle, and I will call.
But why would you give, you're the pregnant woman, you need to be able to get around. Why would you give your car to somebody else?
Because he had to work and his car broke down, and I felt like if he's going to work and my pregnancy is high risk, I can stay at home and he will help me maintain my.
But the first time he didn't show up with my car to pick me up to take me to the prenatal appointment, he wouldn't have had no car again.
But Yana,
he would have been using Uber or bus or Metro. That's just would have been it, sir.
Can I say something?
Yeah, you can say something.
For one, you know, Yana, she let me use her car, and I was paying for it, but if she had her mom's with her, she had mom transportation. I understand she can't always have some mom, but she had transportation where she could
But wait a minute, if the agreement, no, Mr. Ward. If the agreement was, I'm gonna let you use my car, but you're going to need to run me around for my errands and the prenatal visits, then that's the agreement.
No, that wasn't an agreement. The agreement
Yes,
was,
it was.
I get back and forth to work.
No, and he was doing everything but that. My mom, I'm a grown woman, 26-year-old with 6 kids. My mom is not my responsibility. My kids, is not her responsibility. She has a car, but she tell me that she don't feel like going here and there. That's just what it is. I have my own car. I pay my own bills, and he knew that when he met me.
So who was paying for the car?
We both.
He would give me partial. If my car note is $400 a month, I would get $100, $110, little piece of money. I never had the full amount from this man. I conquered late fees I had to pay, and I wasn't even working, but I was making things happen while he was working.
Okay, sir, I'm gonna tell you something right now, Mr. Ward. Her mother does not owe her that obligation.
Yes, I understand, yes.
That's her car.
Yes, ma'am.
And if she's nice enough to let you use it, then you have to be responsible enough to be where she tell you to be on time. That's just it.
Yes,
There's
ma'am.
nothing you're gonna be able to say.
He took his dog to the vet instead of me going to my prenatal appointment.
Yeah, that's not how it went.
Yes, that's how it went.
It's always an excuse. Like, when I do the right thing, it's an excuse. When I do
But you didn't do the right thing here. Mr. Ward, this is the one thing that we do here, is we do truth-telling. We're not gonna deal with what had happened was, because I've been there, done that, bought the T-shirt.
My last prenatal visit that he took me to, because I stopped having him take me, he took his dog to the vet instead of me going to my prenatal appointment.
Yeah, that's not how it went.
Yes, that's how it went.
That's not how it went.
He actually, that's how it went, because
my dog
prenatal...
don't have nothing to do with this,
But that's what happened.
She want to bring it in, but she always, like, it's always an excuse. Like, when I do the right thing, it's good. When I do
But you didn't do the right thing here. I mean, we're still trying to establish, because, Mr. Ward, this is the one thing that we do here, is we do truth-telling.
Yes, ma'am.
And you have every right to say, I don't want to discuss that, or I don't want to get into that, because this is your personal business.
Yes, ma'am.
But if you come here to divorce court, we're only going to deal with the truth. We're not going to deal with what had happened was, because I've been there, done that, bought the T-shirt. I understand.
Yes.
So you have to start off with acknowledging that you made a promise to this woman that you would be there for her when she needed the car, and you weren't there. That's just that. You weren't where you were supposed to be.
Yes, but if she let me use the car, I can't leave my job. How am I gonna make the money to take care of my income? I'm not gonna have no job. I'm gonna lose a job.
But
if I gotta be there, when
I had to go to work and he'll be off for work and I have to go to work, he would not even come take my car. I got fired playing around with him and I lost my job. He didn't support me. And it's not easy getting my car back from him. When I told him I had to be to work, he said that he was, I don't even know what he was doing, but he was supposed to be there at Pacific time. He did not come back to around almost midnight. It was a family member in my car. I had to ride in the back seat of my car, and he stood in that.
You didn't have to do none of that, because once he rolled up to my spot with my keys, he'd have never got them back. Like right now to this day, coming up here in this courtroom, let me see, y'all came from Florida.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Honey, he'd have walked before he'd have been in my car, on the real. I'm telling you that right now, Mr. Ward, because you don't get to not pick me up at one time in my car.
Right. You know, like I say.
I don't even want to hear what you got to say on this, because this one you don't win. You don't win this at all. If the lady is nice enough to let you use her property, then you have to be responsible enough to get it back to her when she tell you to. That's it, case closed. Next subject. You also say that Mr. Ward is controlling. Now, he's controlling in terms of controlling you for not doing what you need to do for yourself. But I don't hear any other examples. Help me.
He's definitely controlling. Before my son even turned 1 year old, we agreed to do the party together. That was the plan. I was working that Saturday, and we were supposed to do the party on Sunday. So that's what we agreed on. He decided that he wants to do it on Saturday. That of me working, I didn't even know about this until his cousin told me that he was doing the party that day. And he did it. The day he decided to do his party on, it was too late for me to even call off to attend my son's party. That's before I even lost my job. I was gonna lose my job.
So you missed your son's birthday party because the date changed?
Yes.
Wow.
No, young.
Mr. Ward, what happened?
I don't know from Saturday to Sunday. I know from that month, my son's birthday, I've been planning off what we're gonna do. She's like, oh, like all right. Oh.
So did you set the date, sir? Did you set the birthday date?
We set the date.
And what date did you set? Saturday or Sunday? Which day did you set?
It was a Saturday.
I can't believe that Miss Howard would set Saturday if that's the day she works.
Exactly. I did not say that.
That doesn't really make sense to me. Why would she set Saturday if that's the day she works?
Because, Rihanna, Jay, she get things kind of twisted.
No, folk know when they work. Mr. Ward, folk know when they work.
Yeah, it was a Saturday, because like I said, we both had this plan. What are you gonna do for my son's birthday? She was like always, at the last minute.
No.
So no, wait, I wanna be real clear about this.
Yes.
The agreed was the party was supposed to be on Sunday or Saturday?
Sunday when I'm off.
You know,
I work Saturday.
Because like I say, I've been for the longest. I even ordered the cake and everything.
I ordered the cake.
I'm telling you that this right here sounds ridiculous. I've heard that he's inconsiderate. I hear that he's not reliable, but I haven't heard that he's a cheater. So you've got to bring some evidence that he's a cheater.
A female text that she missed laying next to him, and she sent a picture of her private parts.
If you'd like your case to be heard on divorce court, call us toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or log on to our website at divorcecourt.com. Missed a show? Watch full episodes on our streaming platforms and follow us on social media for exclusive content. Ms. Howard, you say that Mr. Ward's a cheater.
Yes.
I've heard that he's inconsiderate. I hear that he's not reliable. But I haven't heard that he's a cheater, so you've got to bring some evidence that he's a cheater.
Well, one time, he wanted me to come over to his house. I came over with my kids, and it was just supposed to be a family little night or whatever. I walk in, he's laying on the phone, on his bed, talking to a female.
No.
He didn't even hear me come in the door. He was so in tune to the conversation. I was just standing there listening about 10 minutes. Finally, I said, well, hello. He gonna tell me that was his cousin on the phone.
What were they talking about? What made you find that conversation a problem?
He was like, oh, well, I finally got my son down. I got time to call you to see how your day was.
Oh, so in other words, it was like a macking phone call.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
So, Mr. Ward, let's just be honest.
Yes, I am.
Thank you.
Let's just be honest. Let's just be honest.
Yes.
Did she catch you trying to talk to a side chick?
Yeah.
She caught me on the phone. It was a female that...
And who was this woman? You don't have to give me her name, but what was her relationship to you?
This a friend.
And where'd you meet her? Is this somebody?
No, I didn't meet her. It was just a random phone call.
Random phone call, meaning like, was this the first random phone call? Or was this a regular random phone call? Meaning that you talk to this lady all the time?
This the first call. Someone had the phone wrong, didn't really know the person called, and had them just a little phone conversation.
But the kind of conversation that you're having is, I finally got my son situated, and now I can call you more often. That's what the content of the conversation was. That's according to Ms. Howard. Is Ms. Howard lying to me?
No.
I hope not.
I'm not, no ma'am. Also, another time, we was asleep. I woke up to use the restroom. A female text that she missed laying next to him, and she sent the picture of her private parts. He's gonna tell me that was nothing. He never cheated, but she said that she's messing around with him and sent her private part. What woman does that if y'all never messed around with each other?
Well, Yana, like I said, I had the number for decades. Somebody did send me a message. It's not the random, it was just out the blue. sent me a message.
Messages. And
That's all what it was. Like
She
I said,
said messages.
and one of the messages.
That's called
Yes, it
plural.
was.
It was a message.
Do you think she dumb?
No, I know. No, she's not dumb.
I mean, seriously, do you think she dumb?
no.
So, okay, you caught him on the phone talking to this random person,
The phantom caller.
the phantom call. Then the I miss you next to me text
Yes,
with the
ma'am.
multiple messages. What else?
Then another female, she called his phone. Well, I'm sorry, she texted his phone for him. And me and her, I text back because he was asleep.
You texted her back.
I texted her back as in me, thinking it's him.
Oh, so you pretended.
Pretended to be
Okay,
him.
okay, Inspector Gadget, you better go ahead.
Yeah.
So we're having a full conversation. Then I guess she caught on that it was not him. So she calls and me and her.
So
start
she
going back
actually
and forth.
called.
Yeah, she
So now
called.
y'all are having conversation.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
We are having a conversation. She telling me how his house looked like on the inside. He got his dog died of brain cancer. She knew all of this. He's saying that she just guessed it. People talk. Yeah, that's what he said. And
Oh, you
I didn't even know
dating Miss Cleo up in
I
this
never
piece?
even knew his dog died from cancer. He never even told me that.
No, yeah. There's,
And then
there's-
she
it's-
sent messages. I have my evidence. She sent, and I screenshotted it, and he tried to say that's
I need to
still.
see, because I know you submitted some evidence to court.
Yes, ma'am.
Because I hate talking in
What?
theory. I love
Yes.
to,
No, yeah,
I like
that's-
to look at the text.
Okay, me too.
Ma'am.
So what I'm looking at, is this you writing or is the young lady writing?
It was both of us.
I pray God heals your heart, baby. But you need to take this as a lesson. You can't be going through this man's phone or you're going to be hurt every time. But
Yeah.
tell my baby, I'll hit him up in a few hours.
Yeah.
Girl, you better than me. I probably would have come through that phone.
Oh, he know I. He,
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
Like,
He knew.
Can I say something?
yeah, you need to say
did
something.
Like I say, one thing, like I say, she's a good female. That's one to spend the rest of my days with. But there's something about her. She's just insecure. She's
I beg your pardon?
yeah.
Right.
I beg your pardon? She's insecure?
Yeah, she is. Yeah.
But the woman just said, if you go through your man's phone, you're gonna be hurt every time.
every time.
And wait, and tell my baby I'll hit him up in a few hours. So that's supposed to make her
Yeah,
feel
yeah, can I say
secure about
something?
her relationship with you.
One day my phone rang. Remember, my phone rang. She's like, every time my phone rings, she look at it.
There's a reason, because you
so
are
one
a
time-
cheating liar.
and there was
There's a
guy.
reason that she looks at your phone. Mr. Ward, nope, you know what? It's time for lunch. Miss Howard, I'm supposed to determine whether or not there is something left for you in this relationship. That's what you asked me to do.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to be very blunt. I'm going to give you sister to sister. This was never a relationship. You were dealing with a narcissist, user, lying cheater. If that's what you want and that's what you think you're worth, then stay there. If not, pack your bags, take your pictures and your plants, and move on with your life. Baby, some days you just have to tell folk it's enough already.
Listen, I'm gonna call my boys and tell them there's a phantom texter and caller out there.
I know, that's just
Watch out.
randomly texting and randomly talking to girlfriends. I mean, and the boldness of side chicks nowadays.
Oh my God. Right. I mean, I think he really didn't care. It's just.
Player,
Yeah. Yeah.
with his gold teeth.
Right.
Bless his heart.